Yeah, Starfield is a game where you explore the universe, going to distant solar systems and running on planets without proper radiation protection, as each solar system's sun gives you cancer. The game has everything from space exploration, planet exploration, space combat, planet combat, a main quest, and romance where you can have a choice of 4, not limited to a libertarian and British. To quote Todd the God Howard, "It's Skyrim in space," which actually sounds pretty great. I liked Skyrim, and space is kinda neat. And after the Starfield Direct during the Xbox Game Showcase, I will admit I got a bit excited as someone who tends to avoid hype in video games. And honestly, Bethesda really needs this game to do well, because the last one they released was Fallout 76, and coming off the back of Fallout 4 and another Skyrim re-release, probably, I don't know, people were starting to dislike and outright distrust Bethesda game studios. I got the early access and I played for about 6 hours or so, and then I stopped playing, and very quickly it hit me that, yeah, this is a Bethesda game. I don't know what exactly I was hoping for, either a compelling story, fun roleplay, exciting exploration. I mean, it's sort of there, but only if it really matters to you. My initial experience felt rather standard. I started off in the mines like everyone else, and I touched this weird rock which made me see stars. And then I made my character and I decided to pick Neon Street Rat because honestly that sounds kind of like the roguish character that I want to be, an introvert because I like to explore alone in these games, and I thought having parents would be funny in this game, so I picked kids stuff. I also picked the one background that gives me piloting and pistols because I thought of playing like a Han Solo type of character that's a really good pilot and really good with pistols. Fighting off the initial pirates was simple enough, and learning how to fly was kind of annoying at first. Using WASD to move and using left alt with WASD to change what's powered on, such as my missiles and my shield, took some time to getting used to. And eventually I landed on the main hub planet, which I guess you can call it a main hub planet, and met with my main group of Constellation, who are interstellar explorers who told me that it's perfectly fine if I wanted to commit crimes. The first mission has me going to Mars, which kinda sucks because who'd want to go live on Mars, and we have a lead on another one of these weird rocks. So we flew to Venus and found a satellite, but there's some snake cultists and I tried to fight them off, which ended up just as you'd probably expect. And the second time around, I learned how to fly a bit more stealthily and managed to get the info I needed. And then I flew away, took part in some more space combat, which ended up in my favor this time, boarded the ship, killed some pirates, took the weird rock, and left. And throughout all this, I got kind of bored, so I decided to try out some side quests. On Mars, I ended up helping out these miners get some new equipment, which had me get a new job as this executive assistant. I don't know how important that's going to be. I had to deal with the governor here on Mars, and he had a job for me, and I found some info on him that I could use to blackmail him, but I decided that it's not really worth the trouble because I don't really plan on staying on Mars, so what does it really mean to me? So I help out the miners with some more back and forth missions, and then I got bored with this and carried on a bit more with the main quest, a pattern which is going to emerge here soon enough. And I remembered that I had the trait Neon Street Rat, and Neon is a city that I can go to, and I found where it was, and I jumped to that solar system. On the way, I found this casino satellite with some raiders or something in there, and I fought them off, and I stole some contraband, went to Neon, and while flying towards the planet, I was scanned for contraband and then got arrested. Fun. Running around Neon, I found one thing I disliked, and it was getting these side quests just because some NPC looked at me and told me something that I did not really care to know. And now I have this side quest to look into. If I leave the map or just run out of earshot, then it automatically gets added to my journal without me even wanting it. I saw this one guy get arrested, and when I just left, now I have to visit him in prison. I followed that quest line, and it led me to making drugs for this one guy's liquor business, and when I walk by this advertisement, now I have to sign up for a job? I know these are all optional, but I wish picking these up felt a bit more like I had an interest in them, like maybe I could ask about the job, or maybe I can wonder why this guy is getting arrested, and then it would lead me down this path to this quest line. I completed a few side quests on Neon, and then I started getting bored again, and I said, you know what if I just land somewhere in like the middle of nowhere? What if I just picked a random spot on a planet and landed there? So I did, and I went back to the starting planet of Jemison, and I landed in the wilderness and just ran around for a bit, shot some wildlife, ran to a cliff, looked off to the horizon, and I closed my game. It was a while until I loaded up Starfield again, and I had no idea what I wanted to do. Did I want to explore? Did I want to run the main quest? Did I want to try and find out the faction stuff? I had a whole universe in front of me, and I didn't feel like any of it was exactly pulling me towards it. On top of that, I felt like my build just kinda sucks. And then I remembered, this is a Bethesda game. I could just do whatever I wanted regardless, and even though I'm stuck on that, there was one thing I knew I wanted to do: a stealth archer. So I decided to take what little I learned and start over again. I remade my character but gave them a different hair color. I picked a different background so I can stealth easier in the beginning, and I got through the start of the game trying to see if I better understood the ship gameplay yet. I didn't, and I went through the first few fights, couldn't stealth through because of this fucking robot, and I managed to successfully persuade the pirates to not fight me and made it to Constellation, and when I did, I just sort of stopped playing. And I don't know what it was, whether or not it was because I felt like I was playing this to get a video out, or maybe the game is just not for me. So at this point, I thought maybe I should just stop recording and just play the game. And I did. While playing this game, I can say that everything is there. You can do whatever you'd want within the boundaries of this game being unmodded. The problem is that on its own, it's just kind of boring. Starfield is a game where you have to find your own fun. The game throws all these toys and activities towards you and tells you to go off and play, but you don't know which one you'd like more, and you don't know if it's even going to be fun or worth it. After a while, I ran around exploring, finding plants and animals to scan when I learned that completing surveys on planets nets you some decent XP, and at the time I was just running around. I streamed a bit of gameplay to my friends on Discord, and that was actually kind of fun. I got to joke around about my gameplay and parts of the world, but apart from that, I didn't really have much else. On its own, it got tiring deciding to find out if you want to go to the main quest, the side quest, or the side content in general, and it was annoying having to run through and try to find this one kind of fucking animal on the planet because it's the last one you need to 100% the survey, and you find them in a cave before, so you ran about 1 kilometer to get to another cave only to find out it's not there, and then you ran around the whole place trying to find them, and now you found this abandoned farm, except, oh, it's not abandoned, it's filled with pirates. Hey, I'm recording this after I finished recording the script and I played more of the game, so I have a few more concrete thoughts about it. I kind of wanted to get this out of the way before the full conclusion, so let's just go through this really quickly. The more I play this game, the more tiring it gets. And not tiring as in it's exhausting, but more so that I don't really know what my end goal is. I'm not too drawn to the story, nor am I too invested in the side content. I wanted to do some space piracy, but I ended up doing some more of like space David Attenborough stuff because that ended up being more useful for money and experience. And sure, I can begin to understand how the systems work, and I did. I made some outposts for some resources. I figured out how the crew system works because that was kind of tough for me to find in the beginning, but hey, I managed to get that working. I got some better ships, but the adventure factor doesn't really feel like it's there for me because when I land on a planet, I'm not there to wonder, oh, what's on this planet? What can I find and explore? It's more, alright, can I find all the animals and plants, get my experience, and then just leave? And I hop from moon to moon, planet to planet doing the same thing, and I know it's all self-inflicted, but I don't know what else I really want to do in this game. It doesn't help that when I want to level up, I have to get all this experience for it, and the best way I found to get that experience is either through space battles, which I don't have the skills for, which I have to get the skills for that, and exploring, which also needs skills such as like the zoology, the botany, the tracking thing, to help make that a whole lot easier and a whole lot streamlined for me. So leveling up, you only get like 1 skill point, and there's so many skills in the game that you have to put your skills into, and it feels like if you want to get more better stuff in general, you have to spread your skills out and level things up in a way that's kind of like planned out if you want to specialize, or if you'd rather just kind of spread things out and grab things as you need them, which is what I've done, but it doesn't really seem like that's all that useful. I found these really cool ships and I couldn't commandeer them because my piloting skill wasn't high enough, So now I have to level up my piloting skill when instead I've leveled up my exploration. So now I can't get these better ships and fly them because I'm not that good of a pilot. I don't know, maybe it would have been better if I stuck with the whole space pirate thing and actually just tried to board ships and invested more into piloting and space combat rather than exploration, because I'm gonna be honest, even the stealth archer thing didn't work out. I have my stealth at level 4 and I don't really feel like it's as effective as it was in previous Bethesda games. I believe I do mention this later in the ending and that mods will help this game, but it does now seem like Bethesda is kind of hoping for modders to help these games out rather than creating a more satisfying experience on its own and just saying that, well, modders can create their whole new planets if they want to. Yeah, that's about it. Stick around for the end of the video. Don't get me wrong here. It's not a bad game. It's not too broken. In fact, I think this is one of Bethesda's most polished games, and before you think that's high praise, keep in mind the bar for this is literally on the ground for them. It's just a bare bones experience for me, and I read that someone said it takes about 12 hours for the game to get good. I'm sorry, how long? I have to play for half a day to enjoy the game? Nah, fuck off. I can accept 4 hours to get better, but 12? Nah, no. I'm only playing this now because I'm waiting on other games this month anyway, and playing Starfield made me got to wonder, what was it I even liked about Skyrim? And then it hit me. Yeah, Skyrim is pretty similar to Starfield. You may end up getting dragged into doing things you don't care about, but there's one thing that Skyrim has that Starfield doesn't, and it's a well-crafted world. The level design of Skyrim, the country as a whole, is set in such a way that if you were to travel from one city to another, on foot you would find caves and ruins you would want to explore, things that are meant to be there. Whereas if I'm running around on a planet, I don't know if it's randomly generated or if everything there was specifically placed to be so far away from one another. In Starfield, I have to fly from planet to planet and hope the stuff I find ends up being interesting or worthwhile. That being said, my experience here is one of many, and while some people share my experience, others are enjoying this game and having fun, and in general, it's actually doing relatively well compared to Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. It's very much not a game for everyone, and it's sad that it'll be one that they spent all this time on that'll end up being saved by mods. I'll probably keep playing this until something else comes up this month, and I may return more to Starfield when mods get a bit more exciting. Hey everyone, I want to say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. How are you enjoying Starfield yourself? Did you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Are you actually finding things more fun than I did? And if you did, that's great. Tell me about it. Do you sign up with the Space Pirates or did you pick the wrong faction? If you liked the video, then leave a like, and if you disliked it, then leave a dislike, and I don't know, like leave a comment, like tell me I'm wrong or something. Subscribe if you want to keep up to date when I upload my next video, and I'll catch you all next time, and remember that I appreciate you.